Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. How are you all English learners? Let me ask you a simple question. When someone asks you a question in English, what happens inside your mind? Do you first think in Hindi, then translate it into English, and only after that, you finally speak? If your answer is yes, don't worry, you are not alone. Millions of English learners have the same habit. But here's the truth.
The biggest reason you can't speak English fluently isn't your grammar. It isn't your vocabulary. It's your habit of translating every sentence in your head.
Imagine you're driving a car. Would you drive faster if you stopped every few seconds to check a map? Of course not. The same thing happens when you speak English. Every time you translate from Hindi to English, your brain has to do two jobs instead of one. First, it creates the idea in your native language. Then it searches for English words. That extra step makes you pause, hesitate, and lose confidence. Now think about this. Have you ever noticed how children learn their first language? They don't study grammar books. They don't translate. When a child hears the word water, they don't think of another language first. They simply connect the word with the real object. That is exactly how fluent English speakers think. They don't translate, they think directly in English. And here's the best part.
You can train your brain to do the same. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or if you've been learning English for years. With the right practice, you can slowly stop translating and start thinking naturally in English.
In today's video, I'll share 5 practical techniques that you can start using today. These are simple, effective, and don't require expensive courses or hours of study. So, if you're serious about speaking English confidently and naturally, stay with me until the end, because one small change in the way you practice can completely transform the way you speak. Let's begin.
Now, before we learn how to stop translating, we first need to understand why we do it. Most people believe they can't speak English because they don't know enough vocabulary or grammar. But that's not the real reason. The real reason is that your brain has been trained to think in your native language since childhood. Think about it.
From the day you were born, you heard your parents, family, friends, and teachers speaking your first language. For years, your brain built millions of connections in that language. So when you want to say something in English, your brain naturally follows the same path. First, it creates the thought in your native language. Then it starts searching for English words. Then it tries to arrange those words into a sentence. And only after all of that you speak. That's why you often pause. That's why you hesitate.
And sometimes, that's why you forget the right words. Now imagine this. Suppose I ask you a very simple question. What did you eat for breakfast today?
Many learners immediately think in their native language first. Then they begin translating. I ate bread. How do I say that in English? Is this grammar correct? By the time they're ready to answer, several seconds have passed. But a fluent speaker doesn't go through all those steps. The thought comes directly in English, so the answer comes out naturally. Here's something important to remember. Translation is not your enemy. It's a stage of learning.
Almost every English learner starts by translating. The mistake is staying at that stage for years. If you always depend on translation, your brain never learns to think directly in English. The good news is that your brain can change.
Just as it learned your first language through practice and repetition, it can also learn to think in English. You don't need a special talent. You don't need a perfect accent. You just need the right kind of daily practice. And in the next part, I'm going to show you the first technique that can help you stop translating and start thinking in English naturally. So, let's move on.
Now comes the most important part of this video. If you really want to stop translating in your head, the first thing you need to change is how you learn English. Most learners make one common mistake. They memorize thousands of individual words. For example, happy means, beautiful means, important means.
They keep collecting words, hoping that one day they'll become fluent. But when it's time to speak, they still freeze. Why? Because in real life, we don't speak one word at a time. We speak in phrases. Think about your own language. When someone thanks you, you don't stop and think about each word before replying. Your answer comes automatically because you've heard and used that phrase hundreds of times.
English works exactly the same way. Instead of learning one word like hungry, learn the whole phrase, I'm hungry. Instead of memorizing agree, learn, I completely agree. Instead of learning don't know, learn, I don't know yet.
When you learn phrases, your brain stores them as one complete idea. Later, when you speak, you don't have to build the sentence word by word. The entire phrase comes to your mind automatically. That's exactly how fluent speakers communicate. Now here's a simple challenge for you. From today, don't write down single words in your notebook. Every time you learn a new word, write it with a complete sentence or a useful phrase. For example, I'm running late. That sounds great. Could you help me? I'll think about it. Practice saying these phrases out loud every day.
Repeat them while walking, cooking, or getting ready for work or college. The more you repeat them, the more naturally they'll come to your mind. Remember this, fluent English is not built by collecting words. It's built by using phrases again and again until they become automatic.
And this is only the first technique. The next one is even more powerful because it teaches your brain to think directly in English without translating at all. So, let's move to the next technique.
Now let's move to the second technique. This technique is simple, free, and one of the most effective ways to stop translating in your head. Start describing your surroundings in English.
You don't need a partner, you don't need a teacher, and you don't even need to leave your house. Just look around you. What do you see? Maybe you're sitting in your room. Instead of thinking in your native language, try saying simple English sentences in your mind. For example, I'm sitting on my chair. There's a bottle of water on my table. The fan is spinning. My laptop is open. The weather looks nice today. Don't worry if your sentences are very simple. In fact, simple sentences are better.
Many learners make a big mistake. They try to think of difficult words and long sentences because they want to sound smart. But that's not how fluency develops. Fluency starts with simple, clear, everyday English.
Imagine a child learning to speak. A child doesn't begin with long, complicated sentences. They start with small ones. This is my toy. I want water. I'm hungry. Little by little, those simple sentences become longer and more natural. Your English journey should follow the same path. Now here's a challenge for you.
For the next 5 minutes, wherever you are, describe everything around you in English. If you don't know a word, don't stop. Use easier words that you already know. For example, if you don't know the word microwave, you can simply say, there's a machine in the kitchen. The goal isn't to use perfect vocabulary. The goal is to keep thinking in English.
Remember this, your brain doesn't become fluent by knowing more words. It becomes fluent by using the words you already know. The more often you do this exercise, the less you'll depend on translation. And in the next technique, I'll show you a powerful habit that many fluent English speakers use every single day.
Now let's move to the third technique. This is one of my favorite methods because you can practice it anytime and anywhere. You don't need extra time. You don't need expensive courses. You simply use your daily routine as your English classroom.
Think about your morning. When you wake up, don't let your first thoughts come in your native language. Instead, try thinking in English. For example, good morning. I need to get out of bed. I'll brush my teeth first. Then I'll take a shower. After that, I'll have breakfast. These are simple thoughts, but they train your brain to use English naturally.
Now imagine you're making tea or coffee. Instead of staying silent, think in English. I'm boiling water. I'm adding some sugar. The tea smells really good. Or imagine you're getting ready to leave home.
You can think, I have to leave in 10 minutes. Where are my keys? I hope I reach on time. At first, your brain may automatically switch back to your native language. That's completely normal. Don't get frustrated. Every time you notice it happening, gently bring your thoughts back to English. Even if you can think in English for just 2 or 3 minutes, that's progress.
The goal isn't to think in English all day from the beginning. The goal is to increase that time little by little. 1 minute becomes 5, 5 minutes become 10. And after a few weeks, you'll notice something amazing. You'll start forming English sentences without translating them first. That's when real fluency begins.
Remember this, fluency isn't built in a classroom. It's built in your everyday life. The more English becomes part of your daily routine, the more natural it will feel.
Now let's move to the fourth technique. This is one of the fastest ways to improve your English speaking. It's called shadowing.
But don't worry, the name sounds difficult, but the method is actually very simple. Here's how it works. Choose a short English audio, maybe from a podcast, a YouTube video, or a movie. As soon as you hear the speaker, repeat the words immediately. Don't wait until the sentence is over. Speak almost at the same time as the speaker. Try to copy their pronunciation, their speed, their rhythm, and even their emotions.
For example, if the speaker says, "Good morning. How are you today?" you immediately repeat, "Good morning. How are you today?" At first, it will feel difficult. You might miss a few words. You might make mistakes. That's completely normal. The goal isn't to be perfect.
The goal is to train your brain to understand and speak English at the same time. After practicing this every day, something amazing happens. Your brain stops translating. Instead of thinking about grammar rules or searching for words, you begin to speak naturally because you've heard those sentence patterns many times. Even 10 to 15 minutes of shadowing every day can make a big difference. Remember this, don't just study English. Listen to it, repeat it, and use it. That's how fluency grows.
So, let's quickly recap what we've learned today. If you want to stop translating in your head and start thinking in English, remember these 4 techniques. First, stop learning single words. Learn useful phrases and complete sentences instead.
Second, describe your surroundings in English. Turn everything you see into simple English sentences.
Third, think in English during your daily routine. Whether you're brushing your teeth, cooking, walking, or traveling, use those moments to practice.
And fourth, use the shadowing method. Listen to English, repeat it immediately, and copy the speaker's pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation.
Now, let me tell you something very important. Don't expect to stop translating overnight. Your brain has been thinking in your native language for many years. It needs time and consistent practice to build a new habit. So don't give up if it feels difficult at first. Every small step you take today brings you closer to speaking English naturally tomorrow.
Remember this, fluency is not about speaking perfect English. It's about expressing your ideas with confidence. Keep practicing every single day, even if it's just for 15 or 20 minutes. One day, you'll notice something incredible. Someone will ask you a question in English, and you'll answer immediately, without translating at all.
That's the moment you'll realize your hard work has paid off. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our future English lessons.
Also, tell us in the comments, which technique are you going to try first? We'd love to hear your answers, and we'll read as many comments as can. Thank you so much for watching. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care and keep speaking English.